Hi, everybody. I'm Leslie, and this is in a group called Christianity 201 because I'm assuming that those of you who listen have gone through Christianity 101 and know the basics, and you just want more than Sunday school. And so that's why I started my little YouTube channel. So today's lesson, I was going to do one video and do 3 parts to it. And then after I was writing it down, just kind of clearing it up, I realized that I'm just going to do one. This is part 1. So I was in a Bible study. I still am in the Bible study. And as I mentioned at the very beginning, this Bible study has stirred me up. God's using it in a way that I didn't expect him to use. It's on the book of Romans, and I really didn't think that there was really anything I know that's terrible, but I didn't think there was really anything monumental I was going to get out of studying the book of Romans. I've studied it before, and so sorry, but that's true. So anyway, there are 3 main things that I learned from this Bible study. And today I'm going to do number 1. Excuse me. So the first thing I learned from doing this Bible study is I remembered that God can speak through an ass. He spoke through Balaam's ass. If he can speak through Balaam's ass and have the rocks shout out, he can speak through me. Now, a lot of times, I know people understand this, but we don't really feel like we can say in a large group. There were, I think, 25 women in this Bible study. And lots of times, I don't feel like I can share things or say things because they're going to flat out disagree with me. They're going to think what I'm saying is kind of dumb or uneducated or that I haven't really thought things through. Because honestly, I do not think things through and I do blurt out a lot of things. So what I learned is that this Bible study, although it was on Romans, it was triggering me to go study other parts. It was like a springboard. I would be reading, she had us do homework, and we turned in our homework. And so by doing that homework and turning it in, it's good for people. It's good for all of us to actually verbalize things that we know or think we know. If we think we know it and hear another Christian's perspective, it really helps us get rounded. It smooths out those rough edges. It teaches us something, and it's very good. So I didn't really say much in this Bible study, but I did write out all my homework, and I did all this research for me. It would trigger a memory, or to me, this Bible study has been my crossing Jordan, one of my crossing Jordans. God has used this simple Bible study to really stir me up. Obviously, I started a YouTube channel, so if you knew me, that's kind of, But anyway, so I'd like to go over the story of Balaam's ass. And then part 2 will be Jonah, and part 3 will be something else. So anyway, as we went through with the Jordan, the Israelites had already crossed the Jordan, and they were in Moab. And like with Rahab the harlot, the king of Moab, whose name was Balak, had heard about these Israelites and was afraid. They were camped in Moab across from Jericho, but they had already crossed the Jordan. So there was a man who knew the real God, and he was also known for prophesying, and he was known for, I guess, soothsaying or visions and that kind of stuff. So the king of Moab, Balak, sent these people, and they sent him to find Balaam. And Balaam was told that they would pay him well. They wanted Balaam to go with them and curse Israel, because they knew that who Balaam cursed was cursed, and when he blessed them, they were blessed. So Balaam went to God and asked, and God spoke to him and said, "Do not go. Do not go." Now, as you'll see, he goes anyway, and then God will bless it, which should speak something to all of us. He was very clear, do not go. And then it's like he's checking us, or the devil's checking us, like when the devil said to Eve, "Hath God said?" Well, you need to say, yes, God said. And you need to be able to say, yes, God said, don't go. But all of the people left. They came back. And Balak had offered him a lot of riches. Please come. Well, he said, I'll pay you anything. And then Balaam said, I'm not going, because he knew what God had said, but stay. Why offer them to stay? It's all done, because it isn't all done. It's like in our hearts, there's this little leverage that we leave for the devil to get inside. Instead of just saying, no, God said no, he's like, let me ask one more time. So he does. He asked one more time, and God said, go. Just go. And so he did. And he saddled up his donkey, and they headed off with the idea that he would say whatever God told him to say. He was clear on that, at least. He wasn't, he was clear. He was going to say what God told him to say. So they go ahead and they head out there, and he has, on the way there, the ass keeps stopping. Why is he stopping? Well, because there's an angel of the Lord there standing in the pathway that is going to smite and kill Balaam. Why? Because he went. That's what I mean. God will say, go ahead and go. It's like you give in to a 2-year-old temper tantrum. And even though you give in, you still are angry that they had you give in instead of just taking you on the first time you said no. So Balaam struck his ass, and then the ass moved off of the path, and the angel of the Lord moved closer, and Balaam's ass moved further away, and each time Balaam smote him. And then the ass fell down, and it said that God opened the eyes of Balaam and opened the mouth of the ass. So the eyes of Balaam could see the angel of the Lord, and the mouth of the donkey said, why did you smite me? I've done nothing but serve you. I see the angel of the Lord, and why? I just thought that was really interesting. This whole story could have been summed up in a go, don't go, go, don't go, and he ended up blessing Israel. But God stuck this in there for a reason. Sometimes it takes something so surprising to get us awake, to put cold water on us and pay attention. Because he really wasn't paying attention. He was going to go ahead and go. And yeah, he'd do what he wanted. I mean, he'd do, if God blessed him, he'd bless him. But he was going to get paid a large amount, and he was told not to go. Okay, so anyway, they go again. They head off again. And Balaam apologized to the ass and asked for God's forgiveness and went on. So then he asked, Balaam asked Balak to set up 7 altars and sacrifice 7 rams. And by doing that, God would speak to him. So, surprise, surprise, God spoke to him. God spoke through Balaam to the king of Moab, and he blessed Israel. And the king of Moab was really angry. And he said, I took you to curse my enemies, but behold, you have actually blessed them. And then Balaam answers, well, I'm supposed to speak what God speaks. So Balak said to him, come with me to another part and see another part of Israel. Again, Balaam should have said no. God already said it. I'm leaving. You go your way, I'll go my way. But he didn't. Again, he had him set up at the new place. He had him set up 7 new altars, sacrifice 7 rams or bulls, and then again, and God blessed him. And again, Moab was upset. So believe it or not, he says, I'm taking you to another place, a 3rd time. Like he smote the ass 3 times. Like how many times do we have to have something pointed out to us? A lot, because we don't get it. We're always, well, I know you said this, but I really, really want that. And as a lot of people know, they say, be careful what you pray for. But it's because we know that God is really long-suffering, and we need to see things. We need our spiritual eyes opened like Balaam had them. We need it opened so that we can see what's really going on. And there was an angel of the Lord standing in the pathway who was going to kill him. And he knew why he was there and going to kill him. It's not like, what did I do? He knew that God had told him not to go, and yet he let him go. And he even by having the ass speak, it's like I'm going to go ahead and make an effort to say something that's going to get to you. Why don't we turn around right then? His eyes were open, the mouth of the donkey was open, and he could see spiritually what's going on. That's like me. I mean, you see things and you go, oh, but let's keep going. Instead of saying, oh, Lord, I'm so sorry. I did it again. Let's go back. There's nothing to say to these people. I said it. I said there's nothing to say, and I'm on my way, but I can still stop right then and repent and say, I'm sorry, Lord, you're right. I'm heading back. There's nothing to do. But as we know, he's in his 3rd place. And Balaam said to Balak, again, build 7 altars and prepare 7 bulls and 7 rams. And he offered them up on each altar. Then Numbers 24:1. When Balaam saw that it pleased the Lord to bless Israel, he did not go as at the other times to seek omens, but he set his face toward the wilderness. Finally, he got it. Lord, help us to get it. Please help us to get it. We are so surprised at how you work sometimes. But that's how this Bible study helped me. It helped me to realize that sometimes you can be the ass for somebody else. You don't know that you are, but we need each other to remind each other and to want to protect each other even when they don't listen. It's still important for us to say what God sees if we know it. He saw the angel in the pathway with a sword going to smite him. And Lord, help us. But if we see that for someone else, help us to open our mouths. Help us to share things. You don't know what somebody is going to get out of what you say. And that was really, I hope it helped you. I hope you have a good day, and God bless you. Bye. That's it.